So what are your expectations here tonight, Mr. Chairman?
Well, tonight we move forward after the last 11 days of back and forth of whether we in fact were having an election or there was going to be someone going to be appointed by the governor with the advice and consent of the Senate. And now we can go full bore because it's only 35 days to election. So we have to get rolling.
What do you see for Democrats in terms of the formation on the ballot, the strengths of this ticket that you've put together now?
If you really want to get into the nuts and bolts of what we have, Bergen, as you know, is 70 towns, so it's very, very large. On 36, down in South Bergen, you had Marlene Caridi leave the Assembly, so you have Clinton Calabrese running. And we also have Steve Tonelli from down in the South, so we have two good candidates running from South Bergen. And then in 38, we lost Bob Gordon, and Joe Logano moved up to the Senate, and we lost Tim Eustace. So we have in 38 not only Tedesco, who's from that district, but you have Logano, Lisa Swain, and Chris Tully running. And then you have Pasquarello, who's a powerhouse throughout South Bergen. And up in the north, you have Tracy Zor running for re-election, and of course Josh Gottheimer. And so 37, which is our strongest Democratic bastion, with the Englewoods and the Teaneck's and the Hackensacks and the Fort Lees, we now have Anthony Coriton running. So we've put together the entire package. So you have Menendez, whether it be Al Rio Sierras in the east, Gottheimer in the north, or Pasquarello in the south. You have Coriton. You have legislators, Calabrese, Swain, and Tully in the General Assembly. On the Senate side, you have Logano. You have Tedesco running for county executive. And then you have Zor and Mr. Steve Tonelli running in the South. So we have the complete package. We've got, a real patch quilt of candidates, varying by age and by sexual orientation and by ethnicity. So it's really a true patch quilt.
What's your assessment of the strengths of the sheriff's candidate, given his late entry now into the contest?
Well, they're all going to be 1-month campaigns. Whoever runs for sheriff, whether they run as a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent. So it's a short time to make the package and sell it. But you got a guy who spent 25 years as a detective sergeant, police officer in one of our largest cities in Bergen County. And then he spent time both as a sheriff's officer and the president of the NAACP and active in his community. So he's got the ability to reach out and be part and parcel of a lot of people who he's touched in those 25, 35 years he's been out there.
What's your sense of the main challenge now at the top of the ticket, given how well financed Bob Hugin is and the aggressive campaign he's running against Bob Menendez? The rest of the state, Mr. Chairman, looks at Bergen as a bellwether. To what extent do you think there is a real contest at the top of the ticket in Bergen?
I believe that we will win Bergen for Menendez. I will say that our get out the vote will be much more extensive than Hugin's, and I believe therein lies the victory. If you think about it, you think about all the millions of dollars that he spent so far on national TV, on cable TV, and he has maybe slightly dented the armor of Menendez. But at the end of the day, what you're going to see there is you're going to see a guy who spent his entire life helping people who couldn't help themselves. And I think that those, I like to call them woodwork people, they're in the woodwork. And Menendez's name is on the ballot, they're going to come out and vote for Bob Menendez.